Tom, I want to play a bite from Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. Here's what he's saying.
I think what he's done in California has really hurt him politically, and so I don't think he'll do it in other places. But we know that ICE is coming once again enforced. Do know that he has used other law enforcement along with ICE to carry out his, ill-conceived mission to go after people who frankly are paying taxes and they're law-abiding and they've been here for many, many years.
And Tom, Governor Newsom, I just want to pull up, he said that this is a plan to incite violence and chaos in blue cities. Is that the plan, Tom?
No, it's not. Governor Pritzker is just wrong. Most of them, first of all, they're not law-abiding. They enter the country illegally, which is a crime. Many don't pay taxes; they're paid on the table. So to say the law-abiding is just wrong. Look what President Trump is doing. I've said for 2 months, sanctuary cities, how we deal with them, we flood the zone. If we can't arrest a bad guy in the jail, in the safety and security of jail, which is safer for the officer, safer for the alien, certainly safer for the community, then we're going to flood the zone. We're going to send many more officers in the community to find a bad guy. If we can't find them in the community, they're going to flood the zone on work sites. So sanctuary city is going to get exactly what they don't want. More officers in the neighborhoods, more officers on work site to find a bad guy. And the thing is, when we find a bad guy, the criminal threat, the public safety threat, many times are with others. Others, they may not be a criminal threat, but in the country legally, we're not telling ICE to walk away from them. ICE is going to uphold the hold they took, and they're going to arrest the non-criminals. So sanctuary city is going, what's the result? More agents in your neighborhoods, more collateral arrests, more non-criminal arrests, because you forced us in that position. What President Trump is trying to do, in Governor Pritzker's state, is remove public safety threats from his community, which is his #1 responsibility. But if he wants to turn a blind eye to illegal alien public safety threats, President Trump will not do it. President Trump's going to keep his promise to American people to make America safe again.
Tom, on the notion of work sites, which you mentioned, the New York Times reported last week that there was an email that went out to DHS saying, effective today, please hold on all work site enforcement investigations, agriculture and meat packing. The Department of Homeland Security confirmed the guidance. Tricia McLaughlin saying we will follow the president's direction. So is that the new guidance this hour, that we will not see these workplace raids, if you will?
Look, like everything else, president's prioritizing public safety threats and national security threats. When it comes to work sites, we prioritize those operations too. Many places where we target the work site enforcement operations, it has to do with forced labor trafficking, sex trafficking, and criminal investigations where they're funding, they're not paying taxes, there's tax evasion, or they're funding cartel activity. So we prioritize worksite investigations too. Worksite investigations are going nowhere. We'll prioritize them like we do everything else. But worksite enforcement operations, it's a tenet of what we're doing. It's important what we're doing. We'll continue those.
Tom, I do want to ask about the morale of ICE agents. I've given a lot of thought to the doxing that's gone on, the pictures that were put up in LA of some of these ICE agents with the contact information for them. And I just think, I have kids too. I have a third on the way. I can't imagine if my dad's face was on a poster and he was called all sorts of things and his personal information put there. What's the morale like in ICE right now?
Look, the morale is high. I mean, agents are used to being attacked. I mean, it's a strange world where those who enforce law are the bad guys and those who break the law are the good guys. But yeah, they're getting doxxed. I'm getting doxxed. My family gets doxxed. They get doxxed. But here's every attack on an ICE officer. When you attack an ICE officer, you're attacking 20,000 of them because the camaraderie in ICE is tight. So when they double down, we triple down. So men and women at ICE are going to keep standing up. They're going to keep doing the job. They're working for the greatest president in my lifetime. People are going to say what they want about President Trump, his success on the border. We got the most secure border in the history of the nation today. Criminal threats, illegal alien criminal threats arrested and deported are at a record high, much higher than Joe Biden. So the men and women at ICE are doing the job. They took an oath to do this job. They love doing this job, and they're going to keep doing this job. No one's going to scare them away. No one's going to bully them from doing their job. Men and women at ICE are going to stand up every day and hit the streets. We got over 1,000 teams all across the country operating today, operating yesterday, operating tomorrow. We're going to keep doing our job. The protest, you can protest all you want. You can do all the violence you want. ICE will be back out there again tomorrow morning.
You know, Tom, you mentioned, and, you know, I don't want to make this personal necessarily, but you've made this personal by saying you do this for people like Laken Riley. You do this for people like Rachel Moore, and you do this for young women who go out on runs and lose their lives when they shouldn't in senseless violence. But you just said you've been doxxed. Do you feel safe? Do you feel protected, despite everything that's going on and despite the target that they clearly have on you?
Look, again, they're not going to shut me up. I'm not going away. I'm going to keep doing my job. I really, truly believe President Trump is doing the right thing for American people. Every public safety threat we take off the street make this country safer. That is a career I chose. That's a career a lot of ICE agents chose. We're going to do this job. And that brings me to another point. The big, beautiful bill. We need Senate to get off their butts and pass this bill. More money means we can do more. We can arrest more public safety threats. We can arrest more national security threats. So Congress needs to pass that bill and give ICE and Border Patrol the tools and resources they need to get this job done.
Tom Homan, thank you very much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.